I want you to watch this video because this is the video that you need to listen to get through the most difficult season in your life. You're in a difficult season, but you're getting ready to change gears to walk into that season where you're going to become. Have you ever heard of a becoming season? This is where you are. You're going to have a becoming season. You're going to become everything that you thought you would never be able to become. You're going to do everything that you thought you were never going to be able to do because it's your becoming season. It is your season. It is your season to skyrocket. It is your season to launch. It is your season to possess the promise. It is your season. It's your season now, and you got to declare from the rooftops that it is my time. You got to declare that it is my season because it is your season. Don't let life stop you from dreaming. No matter what you go through in this world, don't let things stop you from dreaming. Don't stop believing. I don't care what you go through with in this world. Don't stop having faith. You got to have faith to the end. Everything can fall away out of your life, but don't you let your faith fall away. Don't you let your faith wither and dry up. You can't afford to do that in this season. I'm telling you guys, because you're so close. Coming out of my prayer, I want you to know that this is your becoming season. This is your becoming season. You know, there are seasons that we go through it naturally, but spiritually, we go through different seasons as well. And you are in your becoming season. You're going to become, you're going to be everything that you wanted to become. And God is going to do things in your life, family, that you thought that He would never be able to do for you. God saved the best for last. Why don't you hashtag that for me? God saved the best for last. He did. He saved you from last. He took you from the back, and God gonna push you all the way to the front. The first shall be last, and the last is gonna be first. Don't stop dreaming. Don't stop believing. Don't, because you're right there. We all know what it feels like. We all have been there, but you're going to go through. You're not going to stay there. You're not going to stay stuck. One of the worst feelings in the world is to think that you're never going to come out of the situation that you're in. That's what the enemy wants you to think. That's what he wants you to believe, that you're stuck, that you can't get out. That's not true. That's a distraction. Distractions are sent by the kingdom of darkness to hold you hostage. Don't allow the enemy to cause you to be in a place in your life where you're going to self-sabotage the greatest season of your life. I believe that this is going to be one of the greatest seasons that you've ever had to go through with. I believe that the trials that you face, I believe that those fiery tests that you're facing right now is going to launch you into the deep. You can't be afraid to launch into the deep. You can't. You got to get into that water, family, and you got to swim all the way to the other side because you're going to come out on the other side. You got to have faith. Don't look at the problem. You look at the problem solver. The enemy wants you to stay so focused. He wants you to hone in on everything that's falling apart. But do you know God has to allow things to fall apart so He can put things back together? And this is literally how you're going to have a new beginning. I'm telling you, this is your becoming season. It is. This is your becoming season. I want you to stay inspired. I want you to stay motivated. I want you to stay encouraged. And I want you to encourage yourself in the things of the Lord. I want you to do that. You need to encourage yourself in the things of the Lord because God is going to show you great and mighty things that you've never known. God is going to do great and mighty things that you thought He would never be able to do in your life. This is your becoming season. Why don't you hashtag that if you believe it? This is my becoming season. I'm excited about it. I don't know about any of you, but I'm excited for what God is going to do in your life. We all go through trials and tests, tribulations. We all go through. But listen at that. We are going through. You don't park. You go through. You don't build a house in the wilderness. You're going to build a tent because this is temporary. You're not going to stay there. See, the enemy wants you to think and believe you're going to stay in this place. And then you're going to get comfortable in that place. And you're going to begin to build in a place that God called a temporary place. Don't try to make a a place in your life permanent. When God said, no, this is not your home. This is not a permanent place. Some of you are wanting God to bless you in your own home, and where you are right now, you don't like that place. You may be in a condo, apartment, home, but this is temporary. You got to be faithful with a little bit. You want God to bless you with a lot. God said, okay. He said, be faithful with what I've given you here. And if you're faithful with what I've given you here, God said, I'm going to make you rule over many. God brings us so many tests, family, before he blesses us. Before God blesses your life real good, you're going to be tested really good. You can't have one without the other. You want the blessings of the Lord, the test has to come with it. You're not going to get the blessings of the Lord. You're not going to get all those good things from God, and you don't go through tests. We all go through tests. Just remember that you are not alone. The enemy wants you to believe you're alone. The enemy wants you to believe that God don't love you. He has respect of person. God does not have respect of person. People have respect of persons, not our God. This is your becoming season. You all better hashtag that. This is my becoming season. I'm going to become everything that I want to be. I am. And after you say I am, why don't you put what you want to become? I am. I am what? That's a powerful affirmation. I am that I am. When they ask you who gave you the power and permission to do it, you tell them I am that I am. Just like Moses, I am that I am. God gonna take the little bit that you have, family. He gonna do so much more with it. What you got left, family, is all you need to focus on. Don't look at what you have left like it's nothing. Whatever you have left, it's enough to do what you need to get done. Whatever you have left, God say it's enough. Trust God with what you have. I don't care what it is. Trust God with what you have. Trust God with your gift. Give it to God. He's the author. He's the finisher. He's the giver. He's the sustainer. Give these things to God. Turn this situation over to God. Give it to him, because I'm telling you, God gonna do something good with it. God know you at your peak. God know you're at your wit's end, but he's not going to let you give up. See, this is why you hear words of inspiration. This is why you hear words of motivation, because God loves you just that much. God said, no, you're not going to give up. God said, you can't give up, because I got help coming. Help is on the way. Help is on the way. You may be in a tough spot, but you're not going to stay in that spot. You're not. You're not going to stay in that place. You're not. Trust God, family. Trust the Lord. Have faith in what you can't see. Have faith in the impossible. Have faith, trust, and believe that God is the one that's going to make a way out of no way for you, because that's exactly what God's going to do. God's going to make a way out of no way for you. That's the kind of God that we serve. You don't have to think twice about any of that. God is a promise keeper. Whatever God promised you, God's going to do it, but he's going to do it in his own time. He's not going to do it when you get ready. He's going to do it in his own time. God has a perfect time to bless you. And that calendar date has already been set. Did you know that? God has the day to bring you out of whatever you're in. You're going to come out of whatever you're in, because it's time, family, for you to get to the land of Canaan. It's just time. Put on that mantle of praise. When that spirit of heaviness comes upon your life, put on the mantle of praise. Because when we praise God, when we're grateful and we show God gratitude, God begins to raise us up out of the dunghill of life. But when we complain, you guessed it, we're going to remain in that place. God called you to soar just like an eagle. Spread your wings and fly. You had oil on your wings. Those were spiritual leeches that were attached to your life, that hindered your productivity, that hindered you from flying what God called you to do. Now you can fly. Spread your wings and fly like an eagle, family. Soar high. God called you to fly high. Have no fear. Have faith. This is what God wants you to know today, family. God, you're in your becoming season, where you're going to become. You're going to become everything that you've always dreamt. The things that God has shown you, the revelations that God has given you, you're getting ready to become these things. You just had to be processed. You had to be purged. You had to be purified. It's for your own good. When we go through things in life that don't feel good, family, it's for your good. God will always do what's best for his children. Always. Even if it don't feel good. And guess what? God's gonna get the glory out of your life. He is. You give him glory because God's gonna get the glory out of all the pain because it has purpose on it. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and share for me, family. I love all of you. Talk later.